Greetings, Masandawana, and all the football lovers across the African continent. I am your host, Malomo Grand, bringing you our CAF Champions League final between Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa and Pyramids of Egypt. Yes, it's your CAF Champions League first leg final between Mamelodi Sundowns and Pyramids. Well, Masandawana, I will begin this preview with a sad note that our two brothers, Tabiso and Rapelang, won't be joining us today for the match preview through a family bereavement in the Free State. They sadly lost their uncle over the weekend. I would love to send my sincere condolences to Tabiso and Rapelang and the family of Motlong at large, that may the love of God and light shine upon them in these unfortunate times. And also ask you to our fellow Yellow Nation that you keep them in your prayers and show them support. May God be with the family. Well, Masandawana, throughout the day, there was a trophy reveal in Johannesburg. Well, a new design, a new feel, a new era. Well, should I say that the trophy looks more appealing. The trophy looks more holding a weight of being a champion, a weight of being an African giant. You know, you take the back to the years where Al Ahly won it, your TP Mazembe, your Mamelodi Sundowns, your Zamalek, your Wydad Casablanca. Well, players who have lifted that, they can tell you that that trophy means a lot to them. But now it will mean more and more lot to the team because it holds so much weight when you look at that base. So I feel that's a good design. That's a very beautiful trophy, a very beautiful new feel in the CAF Champions League. Well, tell me what you think about it in the comment sections. Well, Masandawana, over the weekend, past Sunday, Masandawana were crowned 8 times in a row PSL champions, Betway Premiership champions, equaling their record points, 73 points, with lesser match having played 28 this season, winning all 14 games at home. All 14 games, a clean slate, 100% record at home, and also outscoring, performing better than last season, having scored 52 goals last season in the league. Now they have scored a number of 62 goals in the league. Well, this is a season of greatness. This is a season that Mamelodi Sundowns did great in the football space in South Africa, winning the league convincingly, winning the league, showing their prowess, showing their dominance that seems not to be coming to an end at any given point now. So I would love to congratulate the Masandawana, the Motsipe family, the technical team, and the players who give in their best at all times. That this is meaningful to us. This is great. This is super good. It makes us feel great. And yeah, Masandawana. Well, let's dive back deep into the CAF Champions League final that will take place at Loftus Versfeld this coming weekend. Well, the question is, Masandawana hitting form at the right time? Well, I believe Sundowns is hitting form in the right time, looking back at their 2 games that they played with Al Ahly in the semi-finals, where they ended in a 0-0 draw and a 1-1 draw. And then you look now, having finished the league with 6 straight wins, conceding 0, scoring a number of 14 goals. 14 goals. This is a good build-up to a final. This is a good form for a team that is going to play their final in 9 years. Well, how good is it? It's good in the sense that you guys keep 6 games clean sheets, conceding 0. It shows that you are good defensively. It shows that the team is in one collective. The team is looking into exploring more, looking into creating those chances, looking into getting in the areas that improves the team. All those things we have to give credit to Coach Miguel Cardoso having transformed the team into the team that they are, the form that they are in. So I believe they are hitting form in the right time going into this final. Well, also you look at Pyramids coming into this game. They didn't collect much results, having lost 3 games along the way, and then winning 2. So it's a good form for Mamelodi Sundowns coming into this final. But then the question is, what can we expect in this game? Well, I would like to look at this in a tactical perspective. We start with Pyramids, their away team. They might come in a 3-5-2, in a 4-3-3 or 4-3-2-1 formation. When you look at their defensive side of play, they have a flat back four who are very good on the ball, playing out from the back. They are comfortable, they transition quicker, they move the ball quicker, and then they boast also with a midfield pivot of Traore and Chibi. So you look at that aspect of their game, and you see that this is a team that is well structured. This is a team that are deserving to be in the final. And when you look at their forwards, they have a front three that pose so much threat in front of the goals. They are very good aerially. They are looking at pouncing on those crosses that come from deep in their midfield. It's a team that tactically they are very sound, tactically they are very good. You need to be mindful of them in every moment of the game. When you're coming into Mamelodi Sundowns, what can they bring? What can you expect? Tactically, they can come in a 3-4-3, 3-4-2-1, or a 4-4-3, 4-3-3 mid formation. And then you look at their defense side of play. They have good ball playing center backs who like to start from the back and progress play from the back with their right back and left back of Modiba and Khulisa Modau. And then you look at the midfield. They have a midfield three of Marcelo Allende, Jaden Adams, and Mokwena, of which I feel it's the best midfield in the continent thus far in terms of control. And then you also have their forwards, their front three of Sales, Ribeiro, and Ikram Reyes, or Shalulile, or Matthews. Those guys, they play with flair. They create so many chances. They get into spaces that are more dangerous. They are causing opposition defenders to panic, to make mistakes. So you have two teams that are very good tactically, very much matured Sundowns defensively in this campaign, very much matured Sundowns in front of the opposition's threat. So we're looking at having a very good match, but a good match also has weak points and strong points. What are our Pyramid's strong points, and how can Mamelodi Sundowns hit them? Well, with a good counter press and pressing triggers and also exploitation of spaces that I have found that the Pyramids team like to leave behind. There are two fullbacks, Mo Chibi and Mohamed Hamdi, their left back. They love to overlap more and create more numbers in the midfield, also on the forward. So Mamelodi Sundowns can always be able to use that space behind them to counter them, or to find spaces to play behind their right back and left back. When you look at the game against Pirates managed to find those spaces behind their left back and right back. National Bank also used the same thing. Their first goal, they attacked on the right hand side of Pyramids and find a good ample of space to use, and then they whip in a course, then it ends at the back of the net. So that's one of their weaknesses, that there's so much space at the back that they create. And also their goalkeeper is not at most in a good positional area. So if the more chances that you can create, the more chances that you take to the target, you are most likely to get your goal. So those are the weaknesses that you find in this Pyramids team. Also, you look at their midfield, their pivot also like to operate in the wider channels where there are two fullbacks leave the space. They would like to operate there, whipping crosses from that deep, playing long and short passes. So in the central corridor, where Sundowns are very good, I think this is another space that Sundowns can exploit and have the better of Pyramids. But also, what are their strong points? Their strong points, they are very good in transition, very good and in finding their target men inside the box, very good in set plays. They are very good headers of the ball. So those are the areas that they can use to head Mamelodi Sundowns. So it's a team that is very good in moments, very good in reaction. So it's a team that when you find your moments or find your chances, you have to bury them as quickly as possible to pull them out of the game, like National Bank did with them. That they managed to get quick 2 goals, and then they managed to settle and then unsettle Pyramids. So I think Mamelodi Sundowns can use also that to find spaces behind them and unsettle them as quickly as possible. And then also on their strong points, you look at Mayele, Fiston Mayele, and Chibi. Those are people that create more overloads in the boxes. They create more threat into the defensive side of their opponent. So those are the strong points that you can find in this Pyramids team. And then also, what enticed me about this Pyramids team is that they move collectively, they move as a unit. When they move from midfield to attack, they move as a unit and defend as a unit. But the weaker point is that they cannot defend the space behind them at defense. So those are the areas Mamelodi Sundowns can utilize. And then how do I expect Mamelodi Sundowns to line up in this game? Well, I feel they are gonna use an unfamiliar lineup of Ronan Williams, Modau Modiba, Grant Kekana, and Musa Lebusa. And then their midfield three of Tebogo Mokoena, Marcelo Allende, and Neo Mahema. And a front three of Sales, Ekram Reynas, and Ribeiro Costa. And then score prediction, Masandawana, Mamelodi Sundowns 3, Pyramids of Egypt 0. Masandawana, let's meet at Loftus, sings our voices loud, and give a full support to the boys. Thank you, Masandawana. Ciao.